The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Me and you. It's just me and you.
They'll run on first down. Taylor, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. But if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run with Taylor. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Taylor. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, Charlie. Check back the left. Check back the left. Watch the run.
Here's 2nd and 8. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Ready. 15 running. 15 running. Watch the block. Watch the block. Watch the block. Watch the block. Be careful.
Here's Taylor. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. 2nd and 14. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. He got 29 yards that time. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and, hey, you know, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Taylor. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Break. 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd and 6. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. He's able to find Wallace. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10, right at the 40. Operating from the gun, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again. Herbert. And he comes back with one complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. From the gun, Herbert. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. In for the score as they are now on the board here in the first half. The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves, despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. He may try and run. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away. Take care of it, because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
And if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
3rd and 8.
Ready. 70, Indy. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Josh Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Gonna throw right side here, complete. 17 yards and a Giant first down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh. Hey, box truck, box truck. He's down on you, down on the right, down on the right. 40, 40. Alert. Right side.
On first down, he dropped to throw. He finds Taylor, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a give, right side. Taylor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, it's Taylor. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Herbert. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Watch the eye. Leo.
From the gun, Herbert. And a throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, If you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They'll run with Taylor, and he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill out the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
They'll look to throw. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Ready, break.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll go down as a loss of 8. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Let's go. 15 line. 15 line.
Watch time. Tight end right. Everyone, you got 4 down.
Get it.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
With it is Brown. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Taylor. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a give, right side. Taylor. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant 1st down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's go. Hey, over. Check Michael out. Check Michael out. Let's go.
2nd and 9 now. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ready up. Check Michael out. Check Michael out. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Yep. Hey, check the point.
On 3rd down, Taylor. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Don't forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
You ready? You ready? You ready?
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on third. From the gun, Herbert. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to make it fourth down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. The Giants' offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 7 yards there and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Check out, 80 weapons. 36.
On first down, it's Taylor. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
The Giants on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Looking to throw. And he's going to go down again.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Herbert. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, It's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Bucs on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Herbert. He's got a first down inside the midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally would do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
At the 50-yard line.
We go. 18 Gator. Mike 54. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Snap.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Let him know, let him know.
Looking to throw. Herbert is going to find his running back. It's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Mike 55, Mike 55. I got you. 55's Mike, guys, 55. Let's go. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55.
Hey, wahoo.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Get it.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
Hey, check Michael Lanning, check Michael Lanning. Hey, keep it up. Hey, check Michael Lanning, check Michael Lanning. Not today, you are. Not today. Slam.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone.
Here we go.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Let's go.
To throw on second down, Herbert. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Down. And too soft.
To throw on third down, Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
I'm going to run you over.
On 4th down, Herbert. From left side, it's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down right around the 37. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Herbert. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 24. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Got it. Check Mike 11. Check Mike 11. Time to go. Night. Defense.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
Ready. Check Mike 11. Check Mike 11. No chance.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Giants, it's a rare victory.